Alright, welcome back everybody. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to add some particle stuff to this. Now, just fair warning entirely up front and all that. Particles, that is not an introductory beginning topic at all. It's not that they're too terribly difficult, it's just this is really not an introductory topic. But yet it's what everybody wants to be able to do. I want to make my game look all wicked cool. But as an introduction of what I'm doing with this particular series, I'm going to be limited to basically what I can use from other things. Kind of think about my ships. I didn't go through the process of creating the ships. I'm using other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the space shooter tutorial that Unity has. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and import complete project. And I'm actually not going to import the complete project. I'm only going to import some of the project. Let's see. I don't want... Let's see. Select everything. Oh, actually, I've already got some of it in here. So what I don't want my complete game. I do want the completed assets. I'll go ahead and take audio. I'm going to take materials. This will make sense here in just a second. Let me get it all like this. Okay, basically, if you reverse yours, it'll be what I'm actually doing. I want all this stuff that's unchecked. I'm going to import that. And all of this stuff that right here is checked on this one, I'm not going to import. Okay, which haven't been imported over here. So for instance, tutorial info, if you notice down over here, there's no folder for tutorial info. But all of these unchecked ones, I've gone ahead and imported them over here. Okay, so let's get out of there. So I'm going to begin by working with my little player ship right here. And if I go into my prefabs, right here, prefabs, and you can see early on, one of the things I'd said was, we need to go ahead and kind of keep track of what's going on within our game that we're working on, because eventually this is going to get a little bit complex and things are scattered all over the place. And now you're starting to see that, if we hadn't really taken our time to structure things like what I just did, putting the space shooter audio inside that folder with my other audio, it gets really messy really fast. My spaceship's models that I have down here, I'm going to go ahead and put it inside that folder called models. And okay, I'm pretty good. Anyway, if I go into prefabs right here, I've got a folder called VFX, and this is from the space shooter that I just added. And I'm going to play around with this. What's this enemy one look like? What do you look like? Well, you're not really terribly interesting, to be honest with you. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, I don't know what you do. So I'm going to chuck you. Engines player, I'm going to take a look at this one. And I notice that if I go inside, there's a couple of pieces. There's that piece right there, and then there's this piece right here. So I'm going to kind of work with both of these a little bit. Or actually, this jet core, that orangey one, I'm going to turn that off and pretty much just have this white one there. Okay, so taking a look at that, so there it goes. Ideally, I need this rotated some, so taking a look at my settings here for my jet flare particle, my default ones, I see that I have a starting rotation. Let's see. What's this do? Aha. Let's do that. Let's set it up to a starting rotation of 90, like so. And then, let's take our engines player, kind of position these back here, get them a little bit behind our player. I'm going to go to a 3D view so I can even see this a little bit better. And now you can see that they're kind of out in front, so I'm going to maybe something like that. That rotation looks all kinds of wonky. Oh, it's just, it has to do, I'm trying to think how to say this. Particle systems always try to be perpendicular to the camera, so that's why you're seeing it rotate as I'm turning around here. Okay, let's go 2D. What do we got? How do we feel about this? Let's play this. Or not. There we go. Oops. I left off a stupid thing. I want to take my engines player and add it to my player ship right there, so that it follows my player wherever my player goes. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. I kind of like that. Okay. Die. Die? No? Okay. So moving on. So let's get to some explosions and stuff next. So we've added a little particle system right there. Let me go ahead and apply this to my player ship prefab. What else do we have? We have an explosions down here. Player? What's a player explosion look like? Goodness. Alright. That seemed kind of out there. Okay, and then what's an asteroid explosion look like? Okay, so we've got some different ones. I'm going to actually use the asteroid explosion on my player. I think I like that one. Simulate. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. Oops, I didn't want to do that. So that's the one that I want to use. Do I see anything fancy about this? No, I don't. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that so far. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove it from my scene. Where's my scene? Oh, I'm over here. Delete. Let's go down into our player ship, and we're going to go ahead and where's my life system? It's right here. Edit. And in my life system, whenever, let's edit our instance for now. Whenever we get hit, I want to do this particle thing. So let's go action browser. Let's do a create object, and I'm going to put that up above my compare, like we talked about in previous video. Game object I want to create is going to be new variable explosion particle. Cool. Spawn point is ideally I want it to be where I'm actually located at. So let's see, what options do I have for this? I'm probably going to use position for this. So I can do a position XYZ. Let's do that. So we're going to do an action browser. We're going to get position. Let's put that above. Come on, get it above our create object. And I'm going to store my X position in POS X, because I think that's going to be fine. My Y position in POS Y. And then I'm going to create this thing in, let's see, I need a vector variable, don't I? New variable, player position, right? That's a vector. Okay, so coming back up here, our X and Y, we're going to redo that to none, and our vector we're going to store in player position. So we're going to grab our current position stored in player position, and then we're going to spawn our explosion particle in the player's position. Let's see how this works. Let's go to variables. Let's grab our explosion particle, which is right there, make it an inspector. Move this off screen like so, and I said explosion player, right? No, I said explosion asteroid is what I wanted. Let's see, where are we? Explosion particle is right there, so I'm going to bring explosion asteroid right to there. Let's see what we get. See if we're getting anywhere. Hit me. Cool. Pretty nice. Nifty. Come on, guys. Get me. Okay, cool. So we got that one going. So now I want to destroy the enemy. And, you know, it's going to be the same basic thing. So let's go ahead and update our player ship prefab. Come down here and let's find our enemy ship. Or we're doing it inside the player laser, actually. You know, we've got to keep track of where we're doing things. So down here inside our player laser where we destroy the enemy, let's go ahead and do an action browser. We're going to do a get position, add action to state. We're going to duplicate what we just did. Our vector is going to be laser position, like so. Use owner. And then we're going to do an action browser, create object. I need to make sure that is below my get position, right down here. The object I want to create is going to be an explosion particle. And I want it to be at my laser position. Looks cool. variables, explosion particle, inspector. Let's see. Which one of these do I really want to give it? What's this enemy one look like? I like that one. And what's this one look like? I like either one of them. They're both pretty cool. So let's just go ahead and give it enemy for now. So my player laser has an explosion particle right here. So let's go explosion enemy for right now and see what this does. And we're going to play this. Dang it. What's going on here? Did I leave something out here by accident? Because my ship is falling to the ground every time right now. This is really odd behavior. Hold on just a second. Let me double check what it's... Okay, I really have no idea what was happening, but all of a sudden it started working right. Seems like this happened in an earlier video too. Oh, there you go. You see that's working. Notice we can still see our laser. I was kind of wanting to get that taken care of. Oh, booger. Got me. Okay, I'm not going to get you. Dang it. So we still want that laser to not be visible. So we're going to have to do a little bit more working on our laser. So let's go to our player laser. And easiest way to get this solved. What I'm going to do, rather than worrying about hiding or any of that stuff, I'm just going to move this laser off screen after we've created this explosion. So let's go Action Browser, set position, and I'm just going to move it to an X of, no, not a new variable, get out of there. Let's just move it to an X of 30, right? Just moving it 30 units to the right, which will probably actually automatically destroy it as well. So we'll see. Let's give this a go. There we go. Come back here. No. 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 Erg. Boogers. Dang it. Okay, I got him. I feel good about that. No. Okay, so we have our explosions. I've got something flying behind my ship. Okay, let's put something behind the enemies now. So what do we use for the player? We used engines player. Let me pull that out here into my scene. And what I want to do is I want to duplicate this. See if it'll let me. And I want to call this one engines enemy. And let's see, can I make a prefab? I've got an engines enemy down there. Okay, let's do this. Let's get our engines enemy. Let's bring our engines enemy up here. It has this particle system, huh? Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my engines player. This flare that we like. Let me do it this way. Inside my player ship, this flare that I like. Let's go ahead and copy this component right here. Copy component. Come over to engines enemy and let's paste it into this particle system right here. Paste component values. There we go. So for this one, I'm going to probably want it to be what, -90 on my rotation. And what else can we do? You know what? Let's maybe instead of that, let's see here. Yeah, instead of that, let's take this jet core one that we have. Let's copy that component and go back down to engines enemy, and let's paste that one into here instead. Our start rotation will be a -90. And let's see, start size. What if we make our start size a little smaller? Color over lifetime renderer, our mission here looks fine. Okay, not bad. So let's try adding that to an enemy. So let me pull out an enemy ship. I'm going to put it right here. There we go. And then let's take our engines enemy. And we might not even like this, but let's give it a go. That will look a little weird when he's moving backwards. I gotta agree with you on that one. There we go. Let's put our Z. Yeah, that's probably a good Z. I like that. Let's make this a child of our enemy ship right up here, like so. Let's go ahead, enemy ship, apply that down there. So it's applied to our prefab. Let's remove this ship from our scene. Let's play this. There we go. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. And yeah, I know I'm, borrowing a lot from their game, but that's cool. I'm vaguely curious what all's going on there. Let me pause this. What is this? Okay, so we have some explosion enemies. Notice, once they're done doing their thing, they stay here, right? Don't like that. So, let's go back to our explosion enemy. And let me see, what do we have here? Duration 5. So it's going to kill itself after 5 seconds. It should. So I want to kind of pay attention to our first. Oh, where was the explosion? Didn't stay that time. There it is. So I'm kind of watching this right here. So I want to see if that ever goes away. It doesn't seem to be though, does it? And realistically, that duration is really only for the particle system. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go into explosion enemy. We're going to do an add component. We're going to go back to our playmaker really quick. Playmaker state machine. I'm going to call this clean up. That's what this does. Edit. State 1 is going to be await, and state 2 is going to be a delete, like so. Let's make an event. Time up is my event. I'm going to go from wait to a time up event. That brings me down here. My delete is going to do a destroy self, just like that. And then over here in wait, I'm going to do a wait, oddly enough. I'm going to wait, I'm going to call it like 2 seconds, real time, and then it'll destroy itself. Now I could go 1.5 seconds if I wanted, but I think 2 seconds will do. Okay. So I've added that down here to my enemy explosion. And now we can go ahead and if we play this, so we're going to be waiting for one to show up here. So you can see we've got these right here. I'm entirely certain why they're not deleting themselves. Oh, I'm really that stupid, huh? Cool. I need to fire this event. Time up inside my wait right there. Durr. All right, let's try this again. Maybe I'm just getting tired. Oh, don't go down there. Dang you. Okay, so let's see if he there, and you can see he destroyed himself. He went away. So that was an important thing. I wanted to be able to have these things clean themselves up. What is that? Oh, that's my background. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let me see. I want to do that for my others as well. So my enemy explosion right there. I'm going to go ahead and copy that script, that state machine there. And let's see. Let's go to explosion asteroid. Add component because I don't remember which ones I actually used it on. Let's paste those values, and then let's go down to our player one and do the same thing. Playmaker. There we go. Okay, so I've got all of those in there. Alright, so now we've got some little explosions, some little particles going on. Yeah, I got a little sloppy in a couple places, but hey, we got it working. The real thing with at this level, making these kind of adding these kind of things, is that if we don't actually have the art assets, it is really really difficult to find exactly what we want. And in order to do a lot of editing and tweaking to these, we kind of need to know how to make them to begin with. And if we know how to make them to begin with, then we're not off looking for somebody else's stuff. To which the question is, well, why don't you just do a video on how to make particle systems? Well, I do and I will, but it's not part of this series. It's part of our level design, environment design classes, and that's different stuff. Okay, so anyway, we have that set up and we got that going. I believe we're just down a couple things on our list, a main menu and maybe a boss battle, maybe some power-ups, a couple other things there, but main menu is going to come up next.